Welcome back to Retro Rebound. In today's video, GameStop, you thought you shook me loose. Oh, it's been kind of quiet since April. Where's Retro Rebound at? Oh, he's back, baby, and we're here to talk about some GameStop shenanigans. For those who are unaware, we've ran a monthly series here on this channel for a while where I would just go to GameStop.com into the retro gaming section and I would pluck out games from the PS2 up to the PS4 and unbox them here live on camera for you all to see the absolutely miserable quality that they would arrive in on my doorstep. Now, we paused for a little bit. Why is that? Because I am moving homes and I'm very excited about it. But since I'm moving homes, I'm also moving out of this studio space as we find something that's, I think, a little bit more fitting for Retro Rebound. Now, with all of that in mind, I'm moving, so I'm going through a lot, and I mean a lot, of stuff from GameStop. And I'm just remembering everything that they've sent me and just how bad it is. So today's video is a bit of a compilation, if you will, as I'm gonna go through all the $2,500 plus I've spent on GameStop crap and show you all kind of the highlight reel and why this company should be avoided at all costs. If this doesn't prove a point, I don't know what will. Perhaps one of our future episodes when we get all settled down in the new home and we get all the finances situated, then we can dive back in. But for now, as I'm going through all this junk, I thought, well, why not at least put it to use and show you all, for those who maybe missed the entire series or have yet to catch up. This is a good way to see some of the nasty stuff, literally nasty stuff, you'll see what I mean in a little bit, that they've sent me. For those of you who have watched the series before, this will be a good trip down memory lane and a little bit of education at that. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here and you're into the occasional GameStop unboxing, consider subscribing. We're here about once a month for that kind of stuff when we're not moving homes. And with that, I wanted to start off with the DS because the DS is where a lot of shenanigans can fly right under the radar. What I want to start with is, of course, pricing. As you see here, we have a copy of Pokemon Pearl for $74.99. If you don't believe me, you can watch the old episodes and see me taking them out, reading off the receipts. Like, this is all legitimate. Now, the price is to whatever to a lot of people. Like, this is what you chose to pay. It's on you, even if it's ridiculous. This is a loose cart, which is not specified in any of the listings. It usually just has a crummy 240p kind of stock image of the game that you can find. Sometimes for other games, like I saw Simpsons Hit and Run on the website just recently, does have the disc and its greatest hits, so it kind of specifies this is what you're gonna get. I like those improvements, but with the DS, no, you don't get that type of specification. Now, why is this one so important? Well, when you see that type of price tag, the least you could ask for is something legitimate. Now, shout out to the viewers of Retro Rebound because they play a big part in all of this. So sometimes people who work at GameStop will contact me and say like, yo, that's actually fake. We know this because we got a huge supply of them. That's what happened with Pokemon Pearl. Apparently there was a huge supply of repro carts being traded in. And a lot of people didn't catch this, which is something I think they do need to train some of their staff for so that they can accept these things. How are you able to tell that stuff? Well, there's a number of ways that you can tell a repro cart, but the way you can tell, and I'll show with the other DS carts that we have to my right here, that this is fake, is, let me get the focus a little bit better here. So you'll see here that it says NTR APAE USA. That code should match this one here on the back. But as you can see here, it says CPU E. Now there's other things you can look for, like the dot in the Nintendo logo up here. You also look for a little easier to spot things like, is the code here on the cartridge that you can see between the little slots? Is that actually there? Some repros forget to add that. There's other more obvious things like the imagery and the reflection of it. This one seems pretty good, but since this code here does not match this code back here, that proves it's a repro cart. So $75 for a pretty good fake, but a fake at that, that shouldn't be happening at GameStop, right? So that's almost $100 right down the drain, and you'd be none the wiser for it. But again, GameStop as a gaming store should be aware of this type of stuff. Other ones, let's take this one right here, which, by the way, you're gonna get a lot of these here. A lot of these types of cases. You'll see I have a huge handful of them here. There are plenty more. But this one, let's take it out of the little casing here. You'll see again, same rules apply here, right? The bottom here says NTR APHE USA, right? And then you flip it on over, and this one is actually going to be legitimate because it says APHE. Same thing as the 4-letter code right here. So this one's legitimate. Is it a little overpriced at $34? Yes, I actually found a complete in box copy in my local GameStop for $34 with the manual and everything, which I showed on the channel back in February for Pokemon Day when talking about the Mystery Dungeon series. So you'll get stuff like that, which I guess for some people who don't care about complete in box copies may be worth it. But when GameStop's charging sometimes a premium value for their games, you wonder why you'd come here at all when it's such a flip of the coin, right? When you may get a repro, you may get a legitimate one. And you'll see here again, plenty, we'll fix the zoom or the focus on this here. You'll see here plenty of these carts to go around. Very rarely are you actually going to get any type of complete in box copy from GameStop. That's again the dice roll. You can't tell online. So if you are online shopping, it's different when you're in the store, right? You pick it up, you look through it, see for yourself. But when you are shopping online, it's anybody's guess. So I think it's a little too high risk, but you'll see here as I organize some of these. Yeah, they're charging outrageous prices like Metroid Samus Returns for $45. And yeah, it's legitimate, but still super high price. And a lot of these games are going for way cheaper online. Not specifically Metroid, but again, it's like this much for just this. It's a little frustrating. Apparently, what I've learned through this series is the reason GameStop does this is because it saves space. So they would take carts out of the game cases, throw the game cases, the manual, everything else away, and just line up the carts. I know, for collectors, that'll make your blood boil. I wanted to start there because you'll see a little bit of the unpredictability with GameStop. Otherwise, though, let's say, for example, you find a GameCube game, a 360 game, an Xbox game. Well, guess what? That doesn't mean it's going to come with a case either. Not even one of your favorite little fake GameStop cases like this one here, which we'll get into that in a little bit. You'll see here that it'll come with discs at the top here is just completely been resurfaced, which is, man, ridiculous. You can see some dinks here on the disc. Again, just a huge dice roll. This game, not that expensive, $5. You'll see here, Doom 3. You'll see the labeling here on the edge of the disc is actually present now, which is fine. And then you get something like a GameCube game here, which you'll pay a pretty hefty price for most times. NFL Street, not that expensive. And it'll come with like really weird looking kind of stains around the edge of it. And don't worry, we'll find the infamous Man Juice copies. We'll get into that. But yeah, like even sometimes you don't get a case at all for disced product, which I think is kind of ridiculous because I don't know where they expect you to store it afterwards. You know, with something like what we have here with these pre-owned cases, I'm sure many of you are very familiar with these. And yeah, sometimes you'll get lucky. Copies of Wii games. Not too bad. At the end of the day, you'll see here, we'll pop them all open. You got Twilight Princess. You got Mario Galaxy 2. You've got Smash Bros. Brawl. I mean, they're here, right? So they've got those. They got Bully Scholarship Edition, which little bit scratched up here, but you know, not anything too terrible. It probably runs if you can install it on your Xbox, and then you'll be nice and safe. But you will get these types of cases still. Some things haven't changed in that regard. But what I noticed was a big difference is something like this. You'll get cases like these, which I find hilarious because sometimes they'll come with GameCube game. So they'll just throw that inside there, and I guess that's better than nothing, but it does fit like this, so I don't know why it arrives in a little sleeve like this, but you can do that if you like. It's a really weird way to store a GameCube game, but I think it's better than sending what you'll see on my channel here is sometimes they'll put them in baggies and they'll just throw the disc in there. It's like a drug deal straight up. It's ridiculous. But it's a very telling look at their, I think, lack of care for the quality of their product. As someone who does a lot of game collecting, again, I think that this company could be a lot more than they actually are. You'll see here, again, same deal. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom here on the inside of a pretty clear case. Now, that's a less exciting one, right? Sometimes you will get cases from GameStop. But guess what? Sometimes they'll get a good one like this. Okay, Battle Revolution, you get a big sticker here. Maybe you replace the outer edges of the case. But I always like to check the inside, of course, to see if the manual is there. But, you know, see what the quality of the cover art is like, right? You know, that stuff matters too. If there's a rip in that, it's kind of as good as done for. And then you find stuff like this. Probably someone taking an order at GameStop used the inside cover of this to take notes on a customer order. Like, oh, you're looking for GTA 5, PS4, got it. Yeah, just you'll find random coded letters on the inside of your products. Not the first time, but sometimes you'll get something like this, which is at least redeemable quality. Does it matter if there's a little marker writing on the inside? I guess not, right? But then you'll get something like this disgusting piece of trash, which is literally covered in dirt and has like cigarette burnt holes in it. I called it GameStop bullet holes because like straight up just bang, 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 just all over the place. And then get this, sometimes you don't even get the right game. Sega Superstars Tennis, and you can see right on the inside what popped out was a sticker, Halo Reach. So Halo Reach was supposed to be, you guessed it, in the Halo Reach case. I'm gonna stop touching this, I don't wanna catch a disease. Not there at all. What about when you order a modern game sometimes, right? Well, look, here it is, the case, Melody of Memory. Sometimes, no game at all. I wish I was kidding. This is what I've been going through for months and months and months. And this isn't just a one-time thing specifically with Melody of Memory. I have multiple times on camera received nothing. And this is a $28 game. What? How does that even happen? I don't understand. You know, even the older games, I don't understand how they're like, why doesn't Halo Reach, out of everything that gets a box replacement, why doesn't this disgusting mess get a replacement? I just don't think they care. Even modern games won't come with a pre-owned case sometimes. Like here we have Resident Evil Origins Collection. It says 667 on the top. Like you just never know the quality it's gonna arrive in. So that's a really good look at the bad, I would say. Like the really bad stuff with GameStop. You will get the surprise winner, which is what makes the series fun, right? Is, oh my God, this actually came in great condition. I ordered Final Fantasy III for Nintendo DS. You can see here, literally pristine. And look at this, manual and everything. And it's looking great. I mean, the manual is a thing of beauty. Like it straight up had to have come from a collector. It was a total roll of the dice though. And we see here, it says AFFE. And then here on the back, AFFE. So it is a legitimate copy. It's like, really? I got this for 20 bucks, which at the time, at least, I don't know if anything's changed since Pixel Remaster, was a little bit below market value. So sometimes you just win, which is, it's never gonna pan out in your favor. Take it from me. There will be many a time that you're gonna spend way more where you may as well have just went online to eBay or whatever and just done your shopping there. So that's the other thing, is GameStop kind of shoots themselves in the foot by providing this type of quality. You'll get things like this here with Ultimate NES Remix, Nintendo Selects, which is kind of their version of Greatest Hits. Not my favorite. You'll see this was their version of a manual. It'll come legitimate. Same thing with Yokai Watch. Comes in legit. So yeah, you can win sometimes. Oh, sorry. We also have Mario Kart 7. And yeah, legitimate. Like, you know, you can win. You can win. It's why we call it the GameStop roulette here on the channel, because you're just spinning the wheel and hoping you get a little bit lucky. There's no consistency in their quality. And with the rumors of them diving back into their retro games selling habits, like in stores, I find it very exciting. But you bet your ass I'm gonna be right on top of them, seeing what's going on there, because look, man, if y'all are gonna go diving back into that avenue, this is not just gonna be a Maddie thing here where, oh, only I'm talking about it. Tons of people are gonna start to realize just how bad things are at GameStop. What other things can you get from GameStop? Yes, I mentioned GameCube games. Surprise, surprise. It's rare. You'll find them sometimes buried in suggested listings, but yeah, you'll get an actual copy of Pikmin 1 here, which kind of useless now with the HD remaster already announced for Switch and out, but it didn't come with a manual. Sometimes though, you'll get a game like here we have Mario Super Sluggers, and boom, manual and everything. Really clean looking, and even the inserts in the bottom here for promoting other games. So again, you can win. And last one is 360 games sometimes even come complete, like SmackDown versus Raw 2010. We see here, boom, got a nice manual, disc and everything. And so what you have here is just, again, the very definition of the GameStop roulette right here in front of you. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and when you lose big, and it just never justifies why I should ever shop at GameStop. You know, it used to be at least you were guaranteed these, at least these. And even as a kid, before I was a big collector of any kind, these were still underwhelming. Now I'm getting stuff in baggies, I'm getting disgusting copies of Halo Reach, I'm getting repro carts for $75 and so on and so forth. It's a scam. It's a scam. And obviously it's a fun series for me to run, but I hope that beyond the entertainment, a video like this where we combine, like, yeah, after over $2,500, look how much garbage there is here. It's embarrassing. As someone who, I mean, I used to love and cherish my trips to GameStop personally. I know we joke about them a lot here, but growing up, like when I discovered GameStop, it was like a cheat code to gamer life. I didn't grow up with a lot of money at all. And so when I found a store that I can buy the newest games used for cheaper value and trade in my old stuff, I didn't know I was selling my soul to the devil then, but it felt like I had finally won. Like I could reuse this stock during a certain trade-in deal, and when you trade in 3, you get $20 extra or something like that. It was such a good feeling. And of course, again, not having much money, it was nice to find pre-owned games for a little cheaper, cheaper than at the time they were going for on eBay. Now things have really flipped. Like eBay, Mercari, these are the best places to shop for your used games. They're much better quality. People are willing to negotiate at times. Not that I expect GameStop to negotiate, but I just find it frustrating that they have the opportunity here to say, like, yeah, we're going to charge you a premium price. It's the same thing I said with DK Oldies. Yeah, we'll charge you a premium price. Okay, just give us a premium service then. That's all. I don't think there's an issue with someone claiming they're the premium outlet for gaming. We don't really have that. So it's kind of annoying, of course, but it's also a little funny. Anyway, I wanted to just hopefully educate you all in this video and show just how bad things can get over at old GameStop. So if you thought you saw the worst, then hopefully this video conveyed to you that there's even worse goings on there. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Have you shopped at GameStop recently? Have you had a different experience than me or a worse experience than me? Please do fire away. And with that, I will catch all of you in the next Retro Rebound. Peace out.